So this time about 3 years ago, I had a couple of handfuls of employees, a growing product line, and an even faster growing PR firm that I started franchising across Canada. So by the time COVID hit, we had about 25 communities across Canada. Then COVID mixed up with a battle of my body slowly shutting down, resulting in a really strange autoimmune diagnosis. What a life-changing time it's been. I'm so confused as to what these last couple of years were. It's absolutely so nuts. Welcome to my channel where I bring you into my home and hopefully my future office. What's up guys, I'm Samantha and welcome to my vlog channel. I am so pumped to be here and to finally be launching. If you are somebody who is obsessed with entrepreneurship or in just creating a healthy work-life balance, then be sure to hit the subscribe button. I would definitely love to be virtual friends. I've been wanting to launch my channel for quite some time, and to be honest, what a better time than the present to actually do it. I'll be vlogging life after lockdown and all of the behind the scenes as we reintegrate into whatever this new normal is going to happen to be, and include you in my journey of how I function as a business owner and strive to live as healthily as I can and happy, trying to avoid autoimmune flare-ups and mental health slumps. Many have asked all about my journey up until now and a bunch of other entrepreneur, mindset, and wellness questions. So I just figured it would be awesome just to start from the beginning and sort of go through my timeline as to where I was to where I'm at now. I'm going to include timestamps down below just in case there's a part that you want to fast forward to if you don't feel like listening to the whole thing. Otherwise, just get into the timeline. So my entrepreneurial streak sort of started when I was a kid. I believe I was 7 years old when I started my first neighborhood school, and I started playing chess competitively. I landed my first real job in my preteens, and that's sort of when I realized that you could actually make money doing something you loved. I started umpiring for Softball Canada and I was hooked. Hello, making money doing something that you're so passionate about. Next, in my teens, I started making lip gloss and candles with my middle sister, Tracy. Because we had so many sensitivities with our skin and our bodies, we needed something that wasn't really available. So we just had fun creating our own potions and formulas. Throughout the last few years of high school, I was somehow able to work full-time at the same time. I started managing some retail stores that I absolutely loved. My first one was actually called Diva Canada. It was all pink and white and costume jewelry and so fun. The other one was actually Aerie by American Eagle. At Aerie, I actually became the Canadian ambassador for Facebook and for the brand, and I feel like that was the beginning of my little taste of influencing and PR before influencers were a thing, that is. So after high school, as I progressed into college, I took sciences, which was actually so much fun. I got to actually learn how to perfect some formulas for our body creations. It was really cool. As I was still managing retail, I had a lot of employees at that point. I had worn a lot of different business hats, ranging from social media to PR to management to operations. I realized that my passion really lay in business, strategy, operations. So I decided to finish up sciences as I would supposedly pursue business school, which sort of happened, but not entirely. So I decided to leave the retail world as I was going to pursue full-time university. I was actually offered a summer internship to experience the corporate world, which was just the best experience of my life and literally the catalyst into everything else to come. I did the summer internship, and when all the students ended up going back to school, they offered me a permanent position at Via Rail Canada. So at this point, I made the decision to still continue with university, but to do 1 or 2 classes, big max per semester, as I really did have my dream job. After a couple of years, they actually offered me a promotion to do all the leisure events and strategy, which entailed me moving out to Toronto. So moving from Montreal to Toronto was a mega shift. not only just for the way of life and the dog-eat-dog world that I was not accustomed to, but just for the living and the expenses and everything. So it was a little bit expensive for me to like rent and, you know, afford to be there, although I was making a big girl salary. So I ended up moving in with my cousin, who unfortunately passed away, but you guys might remember him, Mr. Jack Layton. He was actually the NDP leader. Living with Jack not only propelled some suppressed like leadership initiatives, but it was actually the catalyst to my self-employment journey. Crazy, and so long ago at this point, over 10 years ago at this point. So he needed natural body products, and at the time there was no real supply of them anywhere, although today like everything is natural, which is absolutely amazing. And I just sort of like tweaked the lip butter formula that I had made for my sister and myself, and we created a bit of a body butter, and he started using it, and I thought that that would be the end of that conversation, but little did I know it turned into business number one. So at this stage of my life, I was coming back home to Montreal to continue my university on Mondays, and then I'd come home on Tuesdays for the rest of the week to work downtown Toronto or wherever. I was doing events throughout Canada at that point. And I would come home with, you know, like I need 3 more body butters, which turned into like 50, which turned into 100, which turned into me actually making so many body products that I would hand off to Jack, and he would, I guess, like be campaigning them, or I don't really know what was happening, but I was making body butters in his basement sometimes till 2, 3 in the morning. But I really did have a side business as I was working full-time, as I was in university. So I was going a little bit like crazy. So it ultimately got to the point where I hit my work-life balance threshold, and I needed to make the decision to pursue. My company at the time was called Sugar and Spice with Love. So I started Sugar and Spice with Love full-time. I moved back home to the West Island of Montreal. Having had been used to a pretty decent salary, going to a self-employed startup salary, I had no idea what I was in for. And although, you know, I was sustaining my cost of living and I had planned accordingly, it was still super challenging. So with that said, I had my Toronto clients at that point, or Ontario clients, and now I'm back home in Montreal, and I'm like, okay, I need Montreal clients. How do I promote my product and place it? So at the time I decided to just start a simple Facebook page. I called it What's Up West Island of Montreal, as well as What's Up Montreal. And my intention was seriously super simple. I was gonna start blogging about everything in the community, everything in the West Island, everything in Montreal and surrounding. And here and there I would throw in sugar and spice. So get those like West Island, Montreal eyeballs. I would write all about what was going on in my community. I would talk about my favorite restaurants, gyms, events, happenings. And people started reaching out to me asking if I could talk about their businesses or their brands, or product place their products as I was doing for Sugar and Spice. So I started a blog, which turned into myself actually creating networking events, because I wanted to actually meet the people that I was speaking to and communicating on the back end, which was, yeah, unbelievable. And from there, I just started creating networking events and small business artisan fairs, and What's Up West Island and What's Up Montreal was born. So company number 2 started. So fast forward, operating 2 companies in an office, hiring, going through so many like road bumps and speed bumps for, you know, startup, needing to not mix business with friendship, not being too nice, needing to still, you know, wear like that owner hat. I literally had to go through so many motions, and it was exhausting. But I got to definitely learn a lot of tips and tricks and lessons about the self-employed life. So from there, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I started writing about my personal struggles and accomplishments, milestones, challenges. And I guess I started amassing a entrepreneurial following. I guess that's what happened. So my 3rd brand was actually born, which was fun. I shifted my personal blog, so I was writing all of this on a website, to my Instagram, and started doing posts and stories every single day. So this is now known as influencing today, as I started representing different brands, endorsing them. So that was company number 3. At this point, I had the most unbelievable team, and we were starting to get recognized throughout Canada. My company started winning some unbelievable awards, and yeah, we were just snowballing. And because of that, I guess my name started getting known, for lack of better term, and other business owners or leaders, they started approaching me, and they actually asked me if I could replicate my What's Up Montreal model in their hometown. What's Up Canada was born, and I started franchises. We went into Ontario, into Nova Scotia, and a couple of years later, we literally were across Canada. So each community would promote all local businesses, leaders, everything that was going on, people, places, things, and they all lived underneath the What's Up Canada umbrella. We have and had a pretty awesome influence and reach. We were growing pretty much at a rate of about 1 new community per month. So by the time COVID hit, we had about 25 communities across Canada. So this time about 3 years ago, I had a couple of handfuls of employees, a growing product line, and an even faster growing PR firm that I started franchising across Canada. Then COVID mixed up with a battle of my body slowly shutting down, resulting in a really strange autoimmune diagnosis. What a life-changing time it's been. My body was actually starting to go into like flare-ups or inflammation stages. I started actually getting rushed to the hospital. The amount of times that I heard by the paramedic drivers on the way to the hospital that I was having a stroke or I must have a tumor in my brain is like crazy. And I just kept going back and kept getting rushed to the hospital. At times I couldn't move my back, my arms, I couldn't see properly. And it was the most scariest thing ever. But fast forward, we actually found out that it was an autoimmune diagnosis. It's called ankylosing spondylitis. And I actually needed to learn how to live an even cleaner and natural lifestyle. Otherwise, I would not be able to function. So that mixed up with COVID was like such a freaking mess the last couple of years. So that was fun. All this to say, this brings us pretty much to current life. I have actually evolved my What's Up franchises into a magazine. So I'm launching my What's Up Canada magazine end of 2022, but there's so much to do. It's so much fun. And we are going to be able to highlight like local leaders, entrepreneurs, communities, road trips across Canada, train, plane, automobiles, trips, travel, products. Like, I'm so pumped. So yeah, with that said, I hope that my story and my journey thus far wasn't too long, but I just felt like it made sense just to introduce, you know, where I was to where I'm at now. So I hope you guys will join me every week for a new vlog where I just kind of go through my life and take you guys along. I also hope that we can connect. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys have your own business, your own brand, or if you're just here to kind of try to figure out how to navigate this friggin' post-COVID slump. I'm very excited to get to know you all. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.